Hello friends, I'm your first time entrepreneur. In this video, I'll tell you why I decided to fire my accountant. Why I went from completely trusting him to not trusting him at all. At first, I believed I had found the perfect person to significantly reduce my taxes and provide all the insights into the startup world. But red flag begins to appear. Unexpected charges, unprofessional behavior, and risky practices that could have landed me in serious trouble. Join me as I reveal the journey of how I discovered my accountant's true colors and the crucial step I took to protect my business and finances. My father is a cost accountant, and for years he handled my income tax returns. However, one year I switched job with a good increment and found myself with a substantial tax return to file. I had made no investments to save on taxes, and the amount that I have to pay was hefty. My father was not able to reduce my tax liability. Dissatisfied, I started to look for someone who could minimize it. Through a relative recommendation, I met an accountant who claimed to achieve high returns for his client compared to others. His condition was that he would charge not a fixed fee but 10% of the return filed. My accountant was exceedingly polite, and when he filed my return, I was pleased with the result, which was far better than what I would have got if my father would have done it. I didn't understand how he managed it, but I trusted him from then on. I had long dreamt of starting my own company and finally decided to register a private limited company. Unsure of how to proceed, I turned to my accountant, as my father, being a corporate CA, wasn't much specialized in this area. My accountant assured me that his expertise lies in providing all kinds of accounting services for startups. Trusting him, I asked him to register my startup. Initially, he asked for 13,000 rupees, but I ended up paying him 15.5k because he told stamp duty in Karnataka is 2,500 more compared to Delhi, and he used to register companies mostly for those areas. When I googled it, the difference was only about 1,200 to 1,300 rupees. This was my first red flag. The extra cost wasn't a big issue, but the trust was. So I asked my father to review the ITR return my accountant had filed. He discovered that to maximize the return, my accountant had included items for which we couldn't have provided proof. If caught, I could have faced serious trouble. As he was charging 10% on the return, his aim was to maximize the tax return by any means. Other red flags surfaced when I found out he wasn't a CA or CS. All the important documents were signed by someone else while registering the company. While registering, he asked me to provide a company code on my own without providing any professional guidance. He gave me a list of codes for various companies and expected me to read through the description to select the appropriate one for my business. We ended up guessing and chose a code, but I'm still not confident if it's correct. Additionally, his English was very poor and his fee for extra services were extremely high. During the registration process, young interns handled most of the work, resulting in errors like incorrect company location and mobile number linked to my father's director identification number. His frequent unavailability was another issue. He often used to be out of station, didn't respond to calls, and used to delay the important tasks. After these experiences, I concluded that he wasn't professional, lacked domain knowledge, and found it quite risky to hand over my accounting work to him. I needed a reliable accountant professional. So I posted my requirements on Bark.com and reached out to friends in business. Plus, many accountants reached out to me within 15 days after my company was incorporated. I spoke with 5 accountants, but one CA truly impressed me. She wasn't money-minded, provided clear advice, and had a structured, documented service approach. Her fees were competitive and her professionalism stood out, while other accountants insisted that I need to file for tax audit immediately, which would have cost me 15,000 rupees. She casually during our talk informed me that the companies registered after December are in grace period and don't require any audit for that financial year. This saved me 15,000 right away. After a little negotiation, she agreed to audit my company for 20,000 rupees per year, the same amount my previous accountant had quoted, but with far better service. Additionally, when I googled the company name through which she was operating, I found very positive reviews. Before leaving my accountant, I checked all dependencies and found one. One crucial item was digital signature certificate, which he had delivered to his location without my knowledge. When I asked him to send me the DSC, he assured me it would arrive within 4 working days, but 5 days passed and I still didn't get my DSC or any tracking number to track the courier. When I repeatedly asked for the tracking number, he ignored my calls. Finally, after 11 days, he actually sent it and provided a tracking number. When the DSC finally arrived, after 17 days of wait, there was only one pen drive instead of 2. Even though I had paid for both, he combined both the DSCs into one pen drive. Frustrated but trying to stay calm, I gave the pen drive to my CA and discovered it was password protected. Despite my growing frustration, I politely asked my old accountant for the password and asked my CA to change it. After confirming I had no remaining dependencies on him, I informed him that I was switching to a local account to ensure any future issues or dependencies on my old accountant could be resolved smoothly. I have been taking my CA's advice for the past 2 months and I'm very pleased with my decision. Now, I feel that my company's accounting is in very capable and trustworthy hands. And that's all for this video. In the next video, I'll tell you why we need a trademark, why should we apply for it, and the process behind it. Till then, see you next time.